second.
You want me to stop it? Are you kidding or are you being serious?
No, just kidding.
All right, fucking asshole. Welcome to Inkpulp Audio and Video. This is the second time we're going to take a stab at inking on camera. We're going to do Magnolia again. Today we've got Tommy Lee Edwards again joining us. Say hi, Tommy.
Hi. I'm in North Carolina in my studio.
Isn't that Tom Ross? I thought it was Tom Ross.
Is Tom Ross going to make an appearance?
Oh, maybe. That would be a good idea.
Yes, it would.
Great.
I'll have to talk to him.
Okay, yeah, you let us know what he says.
We'll see. They've closed off all access to Art Mountain, though. So, but he does do hang gliding, so maybe.
Dude, I need a green screen of that, Tommy. All right, we've also wait, watch. Here we go. Okay.
Tommy's now surfing. Do that gesture again.
Here we go. I'm Tom Ross coming in. All right. We also have Jim Mahfood today coming in, and we also have Matteo Scalera joining us today.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the
All
international show.
That's right. We got West Coast, Portland representing. We got East Coast with Tommy and me, and we got Italy with Matteo. The Med
good.
Coast.
It feels good.
All right, so I'm gonna switch over to the desks, and we'll get cracking. And there we go.
Boom.
I'm gonna just do this.
All right, so Tommy at times is going to share his screen since he's doing a digital painting. And when he does that, none of us will be seen, so we'll take turns letting Tommy take over. But everyone show the drawing you're doing. So me, I'm doing the Hellboy that Magnolia drew.
Oh, we can't see yours. Okay, I'm taking over for the rest of the episode.
Oh. I can turn off your sharing capabilities, you know.
But yeah. So I'm gonna be doing this. I think it's an Ultraman bad guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna draw on top of that.
You're gonna paint, right, Tommy?
Yes, I will. I'm in Photoshop, and I'm basically gonna keep that drawing on its own layer, and I'll work on a few layers on top of it so I can still see it underneath.
All right, cool. All right, my guy is this Hellboy right here.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try to get some atmosphere out of this drawing. We'll see how that goes. Jim, what do you got?
Gigantor for me.
That's so dope. That Gigantor is awesome.
It's a killer drawing. Excited about that.
And I'm gonna ink the mummy.
Oh man, I almost did that one.
Yeah, I choose this one since I was telling the guys earlier that I wanna try and use the ink washes.
Yeah.
So choose a piece that had at least a couple, at least 2 layers, 2 levels.
Right.
A foreground and a background, so that I could play with the gray tones.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that goes.
No, you're not. You're just lying.
I'm not lying. I never lie. Matteo, the last time we podcasted and I put it up, I got some comments. Some people were disappointed that there was no poop talk.
Yeah, man.
Do you have anything new to share?
I don't know. What was the last thing? I think that the Champagne of Champions.
Yes.
It's already done, right?
Yes, we did that one.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I have one, but it's not coming to my mind at the moment.
If it comes to you, you let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
So how's everybody doing with this this lockdown, this virus. How are things in Italy right now, Matteo? Are they getting better?
Yeah, yeah. Like my girlfriend is better now. She's
So she had it. She definitely had it.
we're pretty sure, but we nobody tested her, so we don't know for sure. But yeah, after 2 weeks, she started not having fever anymore.
2 weeks? Wow.
Yeah, and her father is doing good. He
Good. That's
started.
good.
He restarted working,
Oh, wow. That's great.
and her mom is still a little bit sick, so she's
But,
not fully recovered after 6 weeks now. So
geez,
yeah,
man.
that was pretty heavy on her, but she's not in danger, so far so good.
Right. She's improving though, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. And are things like looking like they're going to open up at any point soon, you think?
Not yet, not yet.
And how long have you been on like lockdown now?
This is almost week 7.
Wow.
Damn.
And I think we're like 2 weeks behind you in the States.
More than 2 weeks, man.
More?
I'd say more like at least 3 weeks behind.
Okay.
At least 3, almost 4, I'd say.
Fuck. And you're doing okay? Like just staying safe and healthy, and you're still.
Yeah, we're not leaving the house, so.
Yeah. And your work is still good. You still work. Nothing's been canceled, right?
So far so good. So far so good. We got pretty scared because they announced that some of the what's his face DC Black Label, some of
Yeah.
the
What about it?
titles were gonna be canceled.
They did? They said that?
I think on what's the name of the oh fuck
Newsarama, CBR, Reading
no, the
Cool?
other one, Bleeding
Reading
Cool.
Cool?
Yeah.
You can't
Wow.
trust those fuckers.
Well, that's good. So you're safe.
So far, yeah.
All right, good. Jim, how are you doing?
I just finished the first issue, like literally an hour ago.
And how many issues is that? You said 5?
6.
Oh, awesome. That's great. All right,
Yep.
Jim, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm staying very busy and distracted, and so yeah, I mean, kind of the same shit. Going on walks and hikes, avoiding people, but like the weather just became so incredible here. It's kind of adding to the frustration a bit, I think, for people out here, because it rains and is cold all winter, and now it's
Right.
like absolutely gorgeous weather, and it's the time of year where people are supposed to be outside in Portland, like hanging out outside of restaurants, drinking beer,
Right.
and there's an antsiness, in the air that you can feel it. But I mean, I think everybody knows, like, don't tempt fate. Just
Right.
be safe, stay inside.
Yeah, Portland's a pretty liberal-minded, aware, self-aware town.
Yeah, everyone's conscious out here of, like, don't fuck around,
Right. Don't be a dick.
Right.
Tommy, how are you doing?
Pretty good. My daughter had to move home from college, so she's doing school right now in the house online, and then.
Is she home for the rest of the year? Like, did they close school for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
She only has maybe 3 weeks left of the semester.
Oh, okay.
So,
Is she staying at home all summer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
she's already ready for summer classes. She was going to do school in the summer also.
Oh, okay.
And then just yesterday or something, yeah, my son Henry found an apartment.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of crappy time to be moving and stuff, but
Yeah.
he's been house sitting for some people, and then they had to move back home because of the virus. So now he wanted some space, and he didn't want to come back home. And he luckily he got a new job that he's starting today, doing computer coding and software programming. So
And he'll be doing that remotely, I assume?
Yep.
Awesome.
So he's going to be doing that. And then so this weekend I'm going to help him move into his new place.
Oh, wow.
It's right downtown Durham, man. Right by
awesome.
right by NC Comic Con.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Oh, great.
So now we have a place to crash.
Right, I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Crash at Henry's.
That's like the after party spot now.
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, you can have my futon. He's like, oh, I don't really need it. I'm like, yeah, you need my futon.
Right.
Dude, if we go to NC Comic Con, we can just have all the kids crash at Henry's place.
Yeah, that way you get your own room, Sean.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Hey, you guys want to see what I'm doing?
Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
So this is
No, we don't, Tommy. I don't care what you're doing.
So then I'm basically just doing an underpainting right now.
Nice.
So I'm just basically putting in some textures. This is a gouache brush that Kyle Webster made for Adobe, which I really like to use. There's a cool. What I do is I make it huge. It's supposed to be used small. I mean, I think that was the intention, which you can, right? But then basically I make it gigantic and use it, and I just kind of stamp it, and it's almost like you're using a giant sponge.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I make it huge like this, and then sort of like put in some of these little textures like this.
Are you referring to the line work at all during this stage?
No, but I know generally what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just do like a ground, and then I'm going to work on top of that. Okay, see how it kind of where it is now.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm going to do, especially since the drawing fades out on the bottom here, I'm gonna probably do something where it's darker a bit towards the top, at least in the shadow areas.
Okay.
So maybe the shadows might get a bit lighter towards the bottom, which you just kind of got indicated down there. But then
Right.
But then the highlights will be a different, color and everything.
All right, that sounds interesting.
We'll see.
But Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I was getting real down about everything yesterday because they offer all this. I mean, like health-wise, we're great. Like me and family's all great. For us, the catastrophe is all like the financial shit. Because, like I said before, Steph, her place is closed where she works, and
Yeah.
all the conventions were canceled. So we just lost all our income. But there's there's supposed to be all this small business help coming, and it was supposed to come out fast, and it just wasn't, and there's just a lot of confusion as to what's going on. And yesterday I just felt really defeated, and that's what Steph just called about, was her unemployment shit. So it's just, there's a lot of uncertainty, and it was getting to me yesterday, but I'm good. I'm just trying to stay busy and work.
Gotcha.
It's tough to stay motivated at this time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And that kind of started getting me yesterday. And I forced myself to just sit down and draw. and that definitely helped. But you're right, it is hard.
I'm telling you, Sean, Veronica.
Yeah, I gotta watch. What network is that on? Where'd you see it?
It's on. I mean, I had to rent it, so I actually paid money to rent it on Amazon Prime. But
Oh my God.
the entertainment and the escape that I got from it, it was well worth the $4.
Okay.
What is that, Jim?
Well, Matteo, let me tell you, bro. Glenn Danzig made a movie called Veronica based on his Verotic comic book series from the 90s.
Oh, the one that Eric was
Yeah.
drawing.
Yes. And he wrote and directed this movie, and it's awesomely terrible.
Oh, I love those movies.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's sort of like you watch it and it's almost like, was this made as a joke? Or no, I actually think this is a serious attempt from Danzig to make a horror anthology. And the other thing is it stars just nothing but porn stars and strippers.
Of course.
So it's like, okay, Glenn Danzig can't write or direct, and he's also just a total sex pervert.
Jim, I need you to do me a favor. Switch your mic, like you switch your camera, you need to switch your mic over to your camera mic. I think you're still on your Mac mic.
I need to do that?
Yeah, because it sounds like you're away from the mic.
Oh,
There's
shit.
a mic on your camera and there's a mic on your computer. So when you switch cameras, you gotta switch mics too.
Let me. Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. So, is that any better, Sean?
Oh, you're blown out. Your sound is way blown out. Talk again.
Yo, check 1, 2.
Yeah, oh man, that is blown out. I don't know why. You might be better on the computer.
Okay.
It might be just too close to your face. What'd you say, Tom?
I said I could hear him okay on the computer.
Yeah, I can hear him. You're better on the computer. I think your mic is too close, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the camera's like right behind my face, like right alongside my face.
Yeah, then maybe switch it over to the computer. I could hear you okay. It just was a little far away. So it'll work.
Is that's okay though, where I'm at right now?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. But yeah, so anyone out there watching who wants some entertainment, check it out.
So Matteo, will you hold yours up on the screen? I want to see how it's going for you.
Yep. Well, so far I'm really following the pencils
Oh, nice.
with a middle gray tone. Now I'm adding some more personal tones with this really super light gray. So I'm gonna intensify the contrast on this the figure in the foreground, and then for the background I'm gonna work on middle tones like all the other grays. So here it's gonna be a lot of white and black, really intense, and on the background I'm gonna go all gray.
Awesome. What ink are you using today, Matteo?
I'm actually using the Speedball. Speedball, Black India, super black. Whoops, his face.
I thought you might be using that special Japanese, extra expensive.
I wanted to, but you know what? This is I just finished working on the Batman pages, so I already have my gray tones here.
Oh, right. I got you.
That was awesome in the last video when Matteo discovered what that gray Japanese ink was.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was amazing.
I did a podcast with Becky and Michael yesterday, part 2 of our first one, and I forgot to hit record.
No.
Yeah. I was in a weird headspace yesterday. I was not myself. think I just was not, I don't know, it was all over the place.
That's okay though, man. That's like fucking weird times, obviously.
Yeah,
So
it is. It is.
you can't.
They'll come back.
Yeah.
How long was that?
The podcast?
Yeah.
We recorded for 2 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
That's so stupid.
So Sean, basically you had a Monday, but it was Wednesday.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, it just shit wasn't working out, but like it'll be okay, you know?
It'll be okay, man. These are
Yeah.
some strange times.
Yeah. Do Becky and Michael know?
Yeah, I as I was like said I was gonna press stop so we could hang out and talk a little more. I was like, oh my god, guys, you're not gonna believe this.
Shit.
It's like it didn't phase them at all. I think I was more phased by it. I mean, look, we got nothing to do. I'll just hang out with them again. It's okay.
Right.
We'll figure that shit out. Jim, are you noticing anything different this time with your approach or anything?
I'm a little more comfortable with it. I didn't do this last time, but I printed out 2 versions of this Gigantor piece, and I have one obviously that I'm have on my light table under my drawing paper that I'm inking on top of, but I have another one printed out in front of me.
Oh.
And I'm looking up and looking at, because, you know, when you use a light table, it's like I'm not seeing all the line work perfectly. It's being
Yeah.
filtered through my paper, and I'm using a thicker paper. So I'm using a little cheat sheet in a way that I just printed out 2 of the same image, and I'm able to look up and reference what Mike has actually put down here, you know. So that's actually helping.
Okay, that's cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't like inking with a light box. I always feel like I'm losing this. I don't know, like the soul of the drawing for me gets lost in that.
Yeah.
But
No, I get it. You know.
What'd you say?
I get it. I mean, it's being filtered in a weird way, and I think having the extra version of it printed out is a good solution to that.
That's good. Yeah, I'm having the difference for me today is like I was getting a little bit of a handle on how of understanding the mark making, but now I'm wrestling with the fact that it's Hellboy on top of that, because Mike's Hellboy is the Hellboy, and
Oh yeah.
I'm so used to seeing it. I'm like, oh man, I'm in a little over my head.
I gotta take a phone call real quick. Sorry, guys.
Go ahead, do your thing, man. Matteo, when was the last time you inked someone else?
Oh, man. I can't even remember.
Yeah. So what's it like for you right now trying to like understand the marks and the shapes and all that?
It's kind of weird, you know, but I'm slowly, getting there,
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
because even if it's is really graphic, the volumes are all there.
Yes.
So you don't have to work hard to find them, Find them
Yeah,
all.
everything feels like it's a sculpture.
Yeah.
Like it's made of rock. Everything feels like it's made of rock.
So I'm just trying to, go along with his shapes and just give them just a little, just a little volume here and there. But
Are you doing that by with values shifting to give it volume?
yeah, I'm also using some gradients with my with my gray tones.
Okay, okay.
So I'm gonna, if you want, I can show you because I'm.
Yeah.
Now,
Hey, Tommy's got the screen right now.
Well, I was just showing you. I was thinking of how you were talking about the shapes,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I'm just kind of doing the, literally just figuring out the shapes of the stuff because it's so graphic.
Did you make a mask of that silhouette, Tommy?
Yeah, basically just like I'm like basically yeah like made my own mask of it. I'm just kind of messing around, still kind of just doing an underpainting right now.
Right.
Tommy, did you teach yourself how to use all that technology and the brushes and everything, or was it like demonic possession, the spirit of Tom Ross? Like, how did that come about?
I think Tom Ross would hate this because it's not real, paint,
Right.
Yeah.
digital. But the process is the same. So I basically approach the stuff very similarly to the way I would do, regular analog painting.
Sure.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those people where your digital paintings look like they could have just as easily been traditional.
Well, the big part of that is because I'm sitting here using like a lot of these, brushes that have been customized or made by my buddies like Kyle Webster, who they've done a good job of kind of like, kind of mimicking or kind of emulating, a real brush. So like, I'll show you something right now. I'm gonna do. I'll put this on a screen here. So basically, we'll make everything a bit lighter. Make this brush really big. You'll be able to sort of see like, that almost looks like a big giant brush.
Right.
Wow.
So it even has the little, brush textures in there. And it's also the Cintiq tablet that I'm working on is very pressure sensitive. So it's also, so it feels like I'm actually, like when I'm using an actual brush,
Right.
I can sort of decide, how much, what opacity based on the pressure I'm giving it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Hi, Una.
Una in the house.
Come on. Oh. Oh, no. All right, Una's on camera now.
Hi, Una.
Oh shit! Nice.
Matteo, show us what you were going to show us now.
My dick.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Take
This
your
just
time.
became X-rated. This podcast just became.
Like a cool Keith record, right, Jim?
Oh my god! Yeah.
So here it is. I'm starting to add, you see,
Oh, yeah.
more. See on this side here, you didn't have all those volumes on that side, so I added them a little bit here. There's a gradient here, just playing around with it and see where it goes.
Awesome. That looks great.
Thanks, man. So what I'm trying to do, like the reasoning behind it is that since behind here it's gonna be all gray, so I'm trying to have all black and all white on this figure sides so that I can differentiate it from the background.
So you're trying to create atmosphere as well with your piece, with like a foreground background. Yeah, I'm trying to do that not with wash, but with line. We'll see how that goes. Jim, are you just getting funky with yours?
Yeah, I'm just like having fun with the line work, and then with this Gigantor one, I definitely want to do some sort of background behind it. Might even add some like text, Japanese characters in the background, like just literally translate Gigantor into Japanese and have it as a design element behind him.
Oh, that'd be dope.
But yeah, that's kind of what I do with the other pieces we did. I like after the show was over, I spent a little time the next day adding color and background to them.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's cool, man. I feel like you can sort of do whatever you want with these, and you can't really go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not really a right or wrong way. It's just
Yeah, totally. Did you learn anything from doing it the first time?
Yeah. I mean, it's like sculpting with line work,
Right.
you know. And then I went in and added Zipatone to all these, and that was also like sculpting, where with Mike's stuff you can just chunk out shapes and make things pop through that way, you know.
Right.
But yeah, there's actually a lot going on in these drawings of his, man. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a science here. There's a definite science at play.
Yep.
Fuck, man.
So, Sean,
Yeah.
with Becky and Michael, were they drawing as well, or is this the podcast, pure podcast, just
All of my podcasts for this whole thing that I'm releasing were all drawing, but we weren't doing like something like this is only the second time like I've turned the podcast into all of us trying to like tackle the same art idea, like inking Magnola. So Becky was working on a new I think it was a t-shirt design. Michael was just drawing for fun, and I was working on a commission and an illustration job I have.
Gotcha.
Like I'm trying to take advantage of like this situation we're in and like this whole new thing that's going on with these Zoom meetings. So I've just been recording those. So like today I released the one with Eric and Jeff. I think we were all working on commissions on that one. And then I'll release this one. And then on Saturday, we're recording one with Troy Nixie, and we're going to all ink Walter Simonson.
Oh, that's cool.
And that one's scaring me a bit.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm way out of my depth on that one.
Hey, Sean, I'm not sure yet on if I can. I mean, I was planning on doing Saturday, but I'm still trying to. But there's a chance that with I might have to help Henry some, and it might take up a lot of my time.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll keep you posted, though. I'm
Okay.
still, as of now, I'm still planning on being there. So I'll keep you posted.
Matteo, do you have time or interest in joining in on that one?
Yeah, for me the problem is always the timing, man.
It would be around this same time. I think we set it for 2, which would be 8 p.m. your time.
Gonna be hard, man.
Okay, that's fine.
Might pop in and say hello, but
Okay. No worries. So what have you guys been watching to like kill the time during all this? I know, Jim, you were talking about the Danzig film, but what's everyone else watching?
so I watched Watchmen, the TV show.
Oh, that was good, man.
Yeah.
I was
And the good thing is that I started watching it with Francesca. She wasn't enjoying it, but sometimes there was some references to the, you know, to the actual original story.
Right.
So we stopped after the second episode or the third episode, and we watched the movie.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had the chance to rewatch the movie. It was cool, and then we went back to the TV show. So
Oh,
she
okay.
did like, okay, I wasn't understanding this thing. Now I get it because it is that thing that happened in the movie, and so she was able
Right.
to connect the dots. Let's see that.
Yeah, that show was good. Jim, did you see that?
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's really good, man. Really
Yeah,
good.
like surprisingly good.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff that at first you're like, what is happening here? And then as long as as you proceed with the story, you start connecting the dots. So it gives you a lot of weird clues, and then it slowly explains everything, So
Nice. Okay.
it's cool, yeah.
Yeah, I love that show, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I was really kind of didn't expect that at all.
I wish
What
they
about-
would just let Damon Lindelof just handle the entire DC universe.
What's that, Tommy?
Get Damon Lindelof to just handle all the DC stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. I like the Trent Reznor music for it too.
Yeah.
Oh, did he do the score?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Him and
Yeah.
Atticus Ross.
What did you say, Tommy?
I was saying it was Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Yes.
Nice.
What have you been watching, Tommy? Anything?
Trying it's tough because you want to stay informed, so you watch the news some.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It just gets me so depressed and angry.
I know, me too.
So I've been just watching mostly. I try and I'll watch some of it, but then mostly I'll be reading it, which I don't know what's better. But then I would say the thing I've been watching some movies, a lot of Italian westerns.
Nice.
Oh, the spaghetti westerns?
Yeah, so they're all from like the '60s and stuff.
Yeah.
Because those are kind of like they make me happy. And then
Are you watching the Leone stuff?
those ones those ones I've seen so many millions of times. So I'm trying to watch some I haven't seen as much.
Okay.
So well, I've never seen those ones that are the Sartana series. You know those ones, Matteo?
Nope.
Yep.
Not familiar with those.
You know, they're like they're in that vein though.
Mm-hmm.
But what's cool is that I was recognizing the town that it was shot in because I had been there before. It's in Spain. You know, most of those movies are shot in Spain.
Right.
And so that town that it's shot in is just like just outside Granada. So it was kind of cool that I actually was like, oh shit, I know where that is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then I've been watching the finished Curb Your Enthusiasm, the new season, which was one
Oh,
of the
so
best.
good. So
Yeah.
good.
So good, man.
And then the other one I've been watching is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's a great show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that it's funny that those characters are like the worst human beings, and it's been giving
Yeah.
but it's been giving me faith in humanity.
Right. They are the worst.
Yeah.
So have you guys seen that documentary where Curb Your Enthusiasm basically saved the life of an innocent man?
Yes.
Steph watched that. Yeah,
Yeah.
she told me about it.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Tommy, have you seen it?
No, I know of it though. I'm glad you brought it up because I forgot about that.
It was good, Matteo?
Yeah, and the way they presented it, because the first like 30 minutes, it's actually a short documentary, so probably it's like 45 minutes or something. But the first 30 minutes, they don't tell you about the whole Larry David thing. So
Yeah.
you just follow the case, and this guy's basically fucked. And then all of a sudden, Larry David appears, and you're like, what the fuck is he doing there?
Yes.
And it starts telling the rest of the story, that the conclusion. It's fucking mind-blowing.
Yeah. It's so strange of a story that it just seems like fake. It just seems like made up. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
Definitely worth watching.
Zoe and I have been working our way through that Dark Crystal Netflix series.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's wild, man. I've been enjoying it. I mean, I know people are like, I can't watch puppets, but the imagination behind it is so cool.
It's I mean it's Henson's studio, obviously, right?
Yeah, and it's a lot darker and more violent than the original movie was.
Sure.
There's some really cool shit going on there. I recommend it.
It's kind of cool that I've been watching stuff with Melissa, my wife, just to, which lots of times we normally wouldn't even have the chance,
Right.
life stuff.
Yeah, the same with me.
Mm.
Every time we gotta watch stuff separated.
Yeah, same here. It's been nice that Zoe and I can watch this Dark Crystal thing together. That's been really nice.
Now, Matteo, I heard that you love romantic comedies. That's like your favorite hobby, to watch those, and you're forcing your girlfriend to sit through these terrible romantic comedies with you.
Actually, to be honest with you,
How's that going?
that's my girlfriend's favorite movies.
Oh shit. Okay.
He loves romantic comedies from the 80s, though.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah, which is fun to watch. You see all the cars, the clothes that people used to wear. So it's nice. It's fun.
Like
Yeah.
which
We're both from
movies?
the 80s, so it's cool.
Which movies, Matteo? Like which ones?
16 Candles.
Oh, those are fun.
I was just gonna say, man, the John Hughes stuff. Like, I'll
Yeah.
still watch those. Those are great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me check some other ones.
Jim, you want to show us some progress on your end?
Yes.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Classics.
Yeah. Not necessarily romantic, but still, you get the point.
When I was a little kid, I went to the drive-in movie theater with my neighbors. My friend Chris and his older sister took us to the drive-in, and the double feature was Weird Science and Breakfast Club.
Oh, dude. Weird Science is great.
Incredible. And they showed Weird Science first, and me and my buddy Chris were loving it. We thought it was hilarious. And then Breakfast Club comes on, and I mean, I was young. I was like,
You hadn't seen them yet. Okay.
No, dude, they were new movies. I'm talking.
Oh, wow.
When they came out.
Okay.
So me and Chris are sitting there with his older sister, like sitting on the roof of the car watching fucking Breakfast Club, and we're like, should we be watching this movie? Like, this is way over our heads. I didn't understand any of the references. I didn't know what a virgin was. I didn't know I didn't know what smoking dope was. You know, it was.
So that movie had a profound effect on you.
Yeah, but I did think Judd Nelson was like cool as hell. You know,
Right, of course.
as what's his name? Bender? Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
John Bender, or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, Weird Science on the big screen at the drive-in doesn't get much more 80s than that.
No way. And then what about Weird Science? That must have fucked you up like good.
Yeah, Weird Science fucked us up in a good way.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
you know, because you can, even if you're young, you can still relate to the two main characters. You know,
It's so funny too.
Yeah. Anthony Michael Hall, man.
And Kelly LeBrock.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. And Bill Paxton as the
Chet.
dickhead older brother, Chet,
Yes.
who gets turned into a shit monster.
That's so awesome.
So fucking weird.
Love that.
John Hughes was a genius, though, man. I mean, he started off writing for National Lampoon magazine in the 70s.
Did he really?
And then he became this, you know, successful screenwriter, filmmaker guy, obviously. And apparently he could write like a movie script in a week.
Jesus.
And then that was it. And then they would just go off and shoot the movie.
Did you write Weird Science?
I don't know if he wrote it, but that's one of his movies. I mean, he shot it.
Good. Got that.
Yeah, I didn't realize he did Weird Science either. I mean, it makes sense.
Definitely one of his more like lowbrow, raunchier flicks.
Yeah, it's probably why I like it.
Yeah.
He did he did Say Anything, right?
No.
He didn't?
That's that other dude.
Who's the other dude?
Yeah. But you know, the other guy.
Right.
Yeah, that guy.
It was like John Hughes and John Landis just dominating the 80s.
I'm adding in like the light areas now on the.
Oh, damn, that looks dope.
There we go.
Oh, nice, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're basically just sculpting with paint.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, so it'll add a bit more value, and then I'm gonna go back in and do more and more on the highlights now, and then maybe
Tommy, you're sculpting with hate.
That's what I meant to say.
I saw a movie the other night, and
it was a piece of shit. Yeah, I actually, this is similar to the way I work myself anyway, on a lot of this kind of stuff, like kind of sectioning off the areas, and kind of working on them and putting up like you just put it like a dark and, middle ground highlights, and then go in and define some stuff in the end.
For sure.
Tommy, your painting technique, did you learn a lot of that from school in California?
Yeah.
Okay. It just seems like you got a great education there.
Yeah, I went to Art Center in Pasadena.
That's a legit school. That's the real shit.
I remember I was so I wanted to go there so bad, because a lot of my favorite artists had gone there, like Ralph McQuarrie and gosh, Drew Struzan went there, Bob Peak, you know, all these guys that I idolized.
Oh yeah.
Especially when I was, you know, like in high school and junior high, I had all their posters on my wall. I had all the Bob Peak, like Excalibur and Rollerball and
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff on my wall when I was a kid. So
That's awesome.
the Superman, the Richard Donner Superman, there was like this great.
Oh yeah. The
You know,
chrome disco Superman logo.
yeah, in the clouds, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah,
I found this insane Bob Peak art book when I was in Japan, like 4 months ago, and had to buy it because I didn't know if it was available in the States. It's amazing, man. His body of work is incredible.
his son.
Right. We were in the art store, right?
Yes, I wound up going back and buying that. I went back and got it, dude. I was like, I regretted not getting it that day, and then I went back there, man.
Yeah, man. You did the right thing. You never know when you're going back, if you're going back.
I went back and bought more Zipatone and that art book.
I still have to use the Zipatones, man. I gotta find the right project, right? The one that I'm working on now doesn't need them, so. But
Sure.
the next one, I'm gonna use those.
So fun, man. It's just adds a whole other layer, you know, to the work.
How are you guys coming along?
Good. I'm rocking some Hellboy.
Just applied the gray behind the main guys, so I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit dry, but here's it.
Oh, nice.
That looks great.
Oh, thanks, man. So as you can see, since I
I'm not talking to you, Matteo.
Matteo, that looks awesome. Matteo, that actually looks like when Mignola does his like watercolor on his own work.
it's more or less that I tried to follow his way of reasoning more or less. So
awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Mignola does his watercolors, I've seen him do ink washes and then just lay color on top with the watercolors. So that makes sense. I'm
having fun on this.
Are you? Yeah, this is cool. I'm starting to get some atmosphere.
Nice, man.
I don't have much left. I think I'm gonna do, no, maybe not. I'll do it in brush. I was gonna do that background spear in nib, but I think it'll just look too out of place. I'll just do it with a real fine brush line. Jim, are you on like your 8th piece now?
I'm just on my second one. I'm rocking this this Hellboy. I've added some flames to the background. Some debris flying through the air.
That's cool.
It's crazy because his drawings are so perfectly designed that it's sort of easy to just add background to them, because it's like, unless you're a total fuck up and you don't know anything about design, you can just add like a square or a circle or a black shape or something, but you know, to any of these, and they will pop. And it's like Mike's done all the work for you,
right?
So it's kind of like, I don't feel weird adding my little thing to his composition.
Right. Who else do you think we should be like trying to tackle inks in the future? We talked about Kirby. I think that's a definite.
Kirby would be amazing.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I mean, the list can kind of go on and on once you start down that path. It would be crazy to do someone out of my wheelhouse would be like a brushy type guy, like Steve Bissett or
Okay, Steve Rude or something.
yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, that would be.
I'd say like Al Williamson or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I haven't inked like that in so long. That would be fun. What about you, Matteo? Is there anyone you think of you'd like to take a stab at?
I don't have anyone at the moment right on top of my head.
You know what I think would be fun? If we took a stab at inking each other, like Jim gets Matteo.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like just,
shit.
I'll get Tommy, and like we'll just play it around like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
But yeah, let's figure out that. That would be a fun one to do.
I used to do that with Jason Sean Alexander when I
Oh
lived
my
in LA.
God.
We would meet up on Thursdays at this Italian restaurant and hang out on the porch and do like our own little drink and draw. And
Yeah, you guys did some really cool shit together.
yeah, I mean, some of those turned into full blown like mixed media paintings.
Yeah, I saw one recently he posted. It was like he did this female nude, and then you just graffitied the hell of everything around it.
Yeah.
That was dope.
I always got like a secret thrill out of defacing his beautiful like fine art pieces. And
Yeah. Did it ever get heated? Like where Jason was like, "What the fuck?"
No.
That's cool.
But it took him. I think it took us to like. It took him being buzzed, or to be drinking, to be like, yeah, fuck it, like go nuts, like let's see what happens on this.
Right.
But yeah, it was. It's cool to be able to try stuff like that.
I'd like to take a stab at Huddleston too. I think that would be fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm done with the black ink work. I'm gonna do a little white now.
Nice, man.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to do his signature better this time. I used the wrong pen last time. This one's a little better.
Yeah, I hope it's not disrespectful, but I'm just writing out Mignola's name in my own handwriting. Because I don't want to have to trace his signature and not do it right.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm not doing it right. I'm trying. This is better than the last time, at least.
I'll show you where I am so far.
Yeah, let's see what you're doing, Tommy.
Nice.
Oh, damn, dude.
Oh,
So basically, I'm just I've got like a few layers here. There's the drawing. I usually put down like a little bit of a screen here just so it drops it back some.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the base I was working on. And I made like basically an outline of the guy, and then I've gone in and drawn in, a lot of those highlights I already had. So yeah, it's getting there.
Hey, Tommy, did you decide on that orange for him on your own, or is that actually the color of the character?
I decided it on my own, but
yeah,
something tells me it's probably about that color.
Sure. It probably doesn't matter. I just think it's a good, it's a cool decision.
I think the other thing what's cool is you can play with this stuff so much, like in different ways, by just playing with the layers. So, it's like you can really come up with all kinds of different vibes, which is one of the fun things about working digitally sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Actually, shit, I kind of like that.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That just makes it pop so much more. Just what you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, all right. Well, I might do something with that.
All right.
So Tommy, the Hazel and Cha-Cha Christmas special that I did a variant cover for, that was your first blown all digital comic book?
Yeah, and then the way I did it was very similar to this.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So, and then the book I'm doing right now, the Grendel, Kentucky book, is all traditional ink, just mostly a brush on paper. But then the next thing I'm going to do after that, I'm going to do a digital like this.
Nice.
Awesome. So I'm guessing, I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that we are not going to have conventions this year.
I've been kind of leaning towards that as well.
What are you guys thinking?
I was gonna ask you guys this because like I just got the email yesterday from Emerald City about
Me
hotel
too.
registration. And I was gonna ask you off camera, but I guess it doesn't matter. But it's like, are there gonna be gatherings of 80,000 people together in like August?
I can't see that happening. I reserved a room just in case, like for me, Matteo, and Eric. Because I got the room last time.
Sure.
I was like, look, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, we're covered.
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably reserve a room today then, man, just to have it. But it just seems like I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't even know if like New York's going to happen. I mean, look at where they are right now. The Javits Center is a fucking morgue and an emergency room right now.
Yeah.
I can't see that in October it's going to be like a Comic-Con.
It's some wild shit, man. It's like I told Justin Stewart this week about Lexington Con and Heroes Con. I'm like, I'm just not in the position right now to make a decision about anything because I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, none of us are, dude. But what I was getting at, Matteo, what do you think?
I don't think so, man.
So if that's the case, when travel opens back up, because I think we'll be able to travel before conventions start happening. They just won't want that many people gathering in one spot.
Sure.
So when travel opens back up, I think it would be cool for us to get together at least just to hang somewhere.
I'm gonna need that, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need it too. Matteo, is that an option for you?
Well, it all depends on the flight. If they let me in.
Right. I'm saying when they let you in. Like if I were to get like, there's like the North Georgia mountains are like 40 minutes north of me. And you can get these beautiful like cabin houses for pretty cheap. And you're like on the water, you got a bonfire, grills, and we could just hang there and chill out for a few days. Like
Oh,
fly
that-
into Atlanta, we could do a night downtown and then head up there.
yeah, I definitely like the idea of doing something rural,
Yeah,
not around like people.
Yeah.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm sick of people, right?
Hey, when the virus scare is over, can people still stay away like 6 feet away from me?
Dude,
Like last week I was in the local co-op grocery store in my neighborhood, and the whole mask thing hadn't hit quite yet, but it was like still wear your gloves, stay 6 feet away. And this woman, there was no one in the store. This woman got in line behind me at the cashier and was literally standing like 2 inches away from me.
Oh my God.
And I had to turn around, and even if there was no virus, it's still like, why the fuck are you standing 2 inches away from me in an empty store? Like, give me my personal space. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I had to turn
totally.
around and just say, hey, not trying to be rude, but do you mind like backing up? There's supposed to be like a 6-foot thing going on here between us.
And what'd she say?
And she was just like, oh, I guess, okay. And she seemed weird. She seemed weirded out by that. And I was refraining from like yelling at her, basically. Like, first of all, everyone knows the rules.
Yeah.
Second of all, virus or no, why are you this close to me?
Why are you up in my crawl space?
I don't know,
Like
man.
one of the things that is getting to people as well. Well, not anymore here because tons of people have died, but there's still people that they don't really believe in this thing.
Yeah, we get that
They
here
kind
too.
of, inside they die from, they really like to annoy and see other people where they're concerned. So they like to worry other people, with their behavior. They kind of enjoy that feeling of, look at that guy, he's just freaking out.
Right. Yeah, we have that here.
Those are terrible people then. I mean, fuck those people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, that's crazy.
No, I think most of the Trump fans would just happily die as long as they get to own the libs, I mean,
Right. Dude, you want to hear something crazy? So the governor of Georgia put that don't leave your house rule into effect. The mayor of the county I live in the next day said, I'm lifting that. Like, he had some legal justification where he said he could lift it because the people in Cumming don't like to be told what to do by their government.
Wow.
I was like, the insanity of this. Like, these people are, all they care about is getting their way.
Well, Sean, I think one of the weird gray areas is conspiracy people and stuff are trying to turn this into like a states' rights issue where they're like, okay, if the government has the power to tell us to stay inside right now, what power do they have when it's over?
Yeah.
What power do they have?
This is just the first wave of them taking over our lives.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've never had a virus plague the planet on this level before.
Right.
So them comparing it or turning it into some conspiracy thing, I think is probably off base.
Yeah, I can't. I just feel like humans are too chaotic and too egocentric to believe that there's a secret group of them controlling everything, and we have no idea.
Right. Also, people can't help but share secrets.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. My
That's
thing,
what
like,
I'm saying. Human
I
nature.
loved conspiracy theories when I was like a kid, when I was in college and stuff. But when you get older, you realize like no one can keep their fucking mouth shut.
Right.
And if there was a grand conspiracy, like people would know.
Right. I agree. All right, I'm done, fellas.
Oh yeah, dude.
Here, I'll hold it up to the camera.
All right, I think I'm done too. I'm just doing the signature.
Sean, can we see yours again?
Yeah, I'm holding it up. Don't talk. There it is.
Clean, dude. Clean.
Clean and dirty at the same time. That's how I
Real
do.
nice. Juicy ink lines.
That's what I'm talking about, that juice. I'm going to walk over to my computer and switch my camera so I can look at you guys now. There we go. All right, so Jim, you're on your third one now?
No, just two. I've done Gigantor.
Oh, keep talking, Jim. I want to look at that.
Okay, I've done Gigantor. I've penciled in a little bit of debris down here that I'm going to ink, and then I'm going to have some psychedelic eyeballs, behind him here, some lightning effects, and maybe a colored kind of background behind him. And then Hellboy added these 3 like flame effects. I'll probably put those in yellow to pop them out, and then maybe there's the original, and then there's my version.
Jim, for your color work, are you just using that acrylic gouache?
Yeah, I'm using these guys.
Yeah, the acrylic gouache. Okay, yeah, because Zach was asking about that, and I said I thought it was acrylic gouache.
Yeah, and then you turned me on to this color specifically, the ash.
Oh,
blue.
the Ash series, man. Oh, let me get them.
Pretty sweet.
I did actually. I love every painting I do. I pull the Ash series, so I pulled that Ash blue right up into here,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then I got the Ash yellow up in here. I got a little Ash red in the tie.
So is that basically it's liquid acrylic, right?
It's an acrylic, but it dries like a gouache. It's really opaque and really matte, like flat. There's no gloss to it, and it's really opaque. But unlike normal gouache, when it dries, it's dried and you can't do anything. Where like normal gouache, you can.
Yeah, I like the gouache colors better than watercolor, but the only downside is you can't reactivate the paint after it's dried on your, your easel or whatever. It's like with watercolor, I was used to getting up the next day and being like, oh, I like that orange I mixed yesterday. I can just reactivate that with water. These gouaches are it's more of an acrylic, like you're saying.
Well, Jim, you can get like Holbein's normal gouache, and you could do that.
Well, that's true. But this brand specifically, dude, the colors are so solid.
Yeah, but Holbein's regular gouache, I have to look, but they have like almost the same colors across their lines. They're watercolors, they're acrylics, they're acrylic gouache, they're regular gouache.
Okay.
Did you put your signature in there as well?
I'm going to. I'm gonna do
Alright.
that right now. Yeah, I did it. Jim, are you just using the Pilot pens?
Yeah.
The parallel pens, I mean?
Yeah, and then I have the Micron 05 I like to use for detail.
Cool.
05 and 03 I sometimes have it at my desk, and then the Rapidograph, the red #2. Those are my little detail pens.
Matteo, talk about the tools you're using for a sec.
So as I told you before, this one is the Speedball black ink. This is not a Speedball usual bottle. It's another brand bottle. And here I have it diluted in different levels. So here I have a really watery gray, so really, light gray, like a 50-50 gray, and a really dark gray. And here I have my brushes. I use Raphael 8408 and 8404. And that's it. Like lately I've been using the leader nibs, which I didn't use for this piece in specific, but I use the Maru nib. And that's it. Sometimes I use the liners. I use the Pigma Graphic and the Stadler pigment liner, and a Holbein opaque, super opaque white for whiteouts and stuff. That's mainly what I have on my desk. And this is the final.
Talk,
Matteo, can you talk again?
Yeah, Matteo, talk.
This is, you hear me?
Nice.
Yeah, this is the final result.
Dude, that's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great, Matteo.
Yeah, as you said before, it's basically all done already. You just have to, go along with the thing. It just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
Tommy, how are you doing?
Good. Let me show you. It's coming together. I kind of added another level of light tones.
Of hate.
Sweet. That's awesome.
No.
So
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
cool. So I'm gonna add yet one more level of highlights on some of these areas, like his fingers, his like real hot spots.
Right.
On top of his leg here, pop that out a little bit, maybe some on his tail. And then I was going to do a different color inside of his mouth, like glowing a bit. And
Oh, nice.
and then I'm going to kind of fade out the bottom down so that it kind of blends into the background.
Right. Dude, that's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's pretty.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's kind of fun. Like you can see where some of the textures and stuff they really help make it feel like analog paint,
Yeah,
Yep.
totally. Look at that.
Fantastic, dude.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
You know a couple things about color. You know a couple things.
The guy's learning. The kid is learning.
Second year at doing art. It's pretty good.
So, guys, I think I'm gonna go eat something. I'm really
Okay.
sorry. It's almost
No,
9 p.m.
it's good. I was gonna say, if you guys, whenever you're ready, we can.
Yeah, it's almost 9. No, if you guys wanna keep going, I just need to eat something. It's 9 p.m. here almost, so I really need.
All right, so go eat, and then I'll send an email to you, and we'll figure out when we can all ink each other. That'll be fun.
Yeah, if when I'm done, I can try and join again. If
Okay.
you guys are still on,
Okay, just text me. Just text me.
I'll pop in to say bye. All right.
All right.
Perfect.
See you later, guys. Big hug.
Later.
Have a good one, man.
You too. Thank you.
All right, Matteo's gone. Let's talk about him.
I don't like Italians. I have to let you guys know, let the world know right now that their food is terrible.
Their food is terrible.
They're not warm people at all. They're
Not at all.
friendly.
Not friendly at all.
Not jovial. What else? The women are not attractive.
No, and their language is pretty disgusting to listen to.
Their accents are terrible.
right.
What else?
And all of their cities, they're so ugly.
I'm sure. Yeah, I still have not been to Italy, but I'll be going at some point.
The reason you haven't been there, dude, it's just like the worst.
Yeah.
Actually, we have to talk to Matteo about setting up another con and tour for us. South Italy is what we were talking about last time. Maybe he could get us all out there, and then we could go see Matteo, and then he'll rent a little van again, and we'll drive through Italy to get to the show.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We should. Yeah, I think in 2021 we're gonna need to take some trips.
Oh man, yeah. Especially if this year is just sort of like, okay, there's not really conventions and stuff happening.
Yeah.
We'll just save that for when shit's back to normal, I guess you'd say. I don't
Yeah,
know.
totally. Are you just drawing Batman now?
Yeah. I don't know why. I might bounce at a certain point too.
Okay. All right. Tommy, how much longer you got on yours, do you think?
15 minutes.
Okay. Jim, you good for 15?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to switch back. I got some work some drawing I could get going on.
Okay. I'm gonna do a freestyle Batman drawing.
All right, it's my second Magnolia piece. All right, what am I working on? Yeah, work on this motherfucker.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the commission.
Yeah, I think we were
Oh,
talking
oh,
about thumbnailing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the video game stuff is like the shit that I know nothing about.
I don't either, but I like getting commissions of stuff I don't know stuff about
Sure.
because I can't rely on like a history of knowledge with it, and I got to make it interesting, not knowing much about it. I like that.
It's like me with every single commission for me.
Right.
I feel like most of the commissions I get are stuff I'm interested in drawing.
Mm.
Do you ever?
I would say most of the commissions I accept.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like normally, like I accept them because most of the ones they come to me for are stuff I would want to draw. Most of them.
Right. What was the one, or is there an example of like something that you were just sort of like, no, I'm not doing that?
I gotta think. I know, like on this round of commissions, the lady who got that Hellblazer was like at like her email said she collects the question, but she wanted the like Cully's question, the female question.
Oh, right, right.
She said, or I also like Constantine Hellblazer, and I was like, well, you know, if you're gonna give me the choice, I'm jumping for a Hellblazer commission
Oh,
because
for sure.
I'm not like a fan of the question, and it's like it's a woman with a blank face and a hat on. I was just like, eh.
Yeah.
Hellblazer, I'm like, I've been waiting for a Hellblazer commission.
That's in your wheelhouse for sure.
Yes, that's in my wheelhouse. In my house.
It's awesome.
So, what's that, Tommy? Well, actually, Jim, to answer your question, there was one guy who wanted a commission that I refused to do because it was awful, like just in poor taste. He wanted me to draw a picture of Kurt Cobain blowing his head off.
Yeah, see,
I was
that's
like,
kind of
I'm
what I
not
was.
going to do that, dude. That's disgusting.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if you guys remember, I'm sure you do, but back in the day, conventions used to be way shadier. And I mean,
God, yeah.
There used to be weirder and more eclectic
Yes.
collectors. And there used to be, especially in Chicago for some reason, late 90s, early 2000s, there was all these like weird, like fetish collector guys that would get commissions of like a topless mermaid on a beach.
Yes, yeah, I totally remember these guys.
Playing with like Wonder Woman naked, like weird, like
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, but you just don't really get that anymore.
No, you don't.
It's a different era.
All to Sean Chen, my friend Sean or Bernard.
What'd you say, Tommy?
We always send those guys to my friends Sean Chen or Bernard Chen.
There you go.
Same with like a portfolio.
Why did you send it to Sean and Bernard? They would just take it?
Because Sean will do anything for mine, and Bernard just to be mean.
Right, right.
Would Bernard take it?
Sometimes he would then try and get them to go to Sean.
That's amazing.
One time, since I knew he would do anything ever, did I ever tell you about the time when we got a guy to do a commission, get a commission from Sean, and then rip it up?
Who was it? Did you put up the money for it?
Yeah, and we paid him extra to rip it up in front of Sean.
Oh my God.
That is so mean.
That was
How
so,
did Sean take it?
he looked like super confused. We videotaped it.
Wow.
Oh my God. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Oh man, this is coming together.
Here, put it up on the screen.
All right.
Jim, who's Batman with there?
Robin, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Wow. Holy shit.
That's so cool.
Terrible.
Batman and the Get Fresh crew.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've added like another level of highlights on him.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm going to do kind of let's see, I'm gonna make another layer here of I'm gonna do like a blue color in his mouth and eyes.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
I love, that's like a cerulean blue. I love when that's used like
Yeah.
color.
And then what I might do is let me deselect that, and then I might do like a little bit of let me put in a little bit of some spatter in there of that blue. Let's see. I need to organize my brushes better. I'm bad at that. I kind of just remember where they all are, and then.
Tommy, in the highlights on that like neck, you had those textural lines. They're in orange, but then in the highlight you changed the color of them to blue.
Yeah.
What's your reasoning behind that? I'm just curious.
I'm kind of making it like there's a bit of a blue, cooler light hitting him from above.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
Because of his power. I don't know.
Okay, no, I like it. I'm trying to understand.
And I was going to do a bit of a warm light from below and obliterate some of that stuff in the bottom. So I thought I'll go cool on the top light.
All right, that's good. This is all good for me to learn.
That looks fantastic, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, this is fun. Okay, now I'm going to just add a little bit of some spatter here. Man, that's the other thing is I love having that Command Z.
Right, right. The lifesaver.
You see some of the blue come out of his, like, maybe it's coming out of his mouth a little bit.
Yeah. I love that blue.
That works.
Super dope.
Go in front of his body, too. Maybe carry some of that down just a tiny bit to tie it in a little bit. Down lower. And now I'm going to do a new layer that'll be like a lighten layer that I can get rid of some of
Okay, when we do the inking over each other's episode, I think I just want Tommy to color one of my pieces that I've already inked. Like, that would be the shit.
That'd be awesome. That would be totally awesome.
It also looks like he's going through some mist and like maybe smashing some shit.
Yeah.
So let's see if I add in maybe. Oh, here we go. I like this. This is a fun brush here. I use this. I'm just doing a little bit of some drawing, some of this lighter color here.
Nice. It's got a nice feathering effect on it.
I'm taking some of the lighter, kind of warmer tones that in the bottom of it. I'm put in some of that in here too.
Now, Tommy, can you make him just driving a hot rod as well?
Yeah, real quick, hang on.
You turn it into an Ed Roth piece.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sean, you know who would be interesting to ink? I mean, pretty much super easy, but interesting would be like Von Bodie.
Yes. Yes.
It'd be very fast, but you know, that's someone that's like, yeah, those chunky lines.
Yeah, I would probably want to like fuck with that and like, I don't know, add some stuff to it even.
For sure, for sure.
That would be dope.
Let's see if any of his pencils exist online or somewhere.
Yeah, like Von Bodie sketches, something.
Mhm.
This is kind of bothering me, so I'm going to drop some of this back. Okay, all right, I got a better idea. Now I'm gonna just use some. Oh, that's too much.
He's stepping in snow now.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna use that big giant that gouache brush again. Let me grab that. Dial it up to 100%. Now it's at like a number 50, and what I'll do is I'll make it like a size like 2000 or something.
I like the effect on that back leg, though, the leg going into the background, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, like the mist.
you set this to lighten. There we go. All right. Now this will make it a bit. Now I'm gonna completely fade it out, like it's dropping totally back now. Oops.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
that's nice.
Look at this wizardry.
That's awesome.
I want to put a little more of that spatter. Let's see, this would be good.
That's badass, dude. That's awesome.
I'm gonna use just pure white, adding a bit of kind of help tie it all together, I think. I think that's probably done.
You're good, dude. That's amazing.
Awesome.
You know, one more thing I might do is look at that. That's kind of cool.
Oh shit.
Awesome, dude.
So what I might do is I kind of like the way it's making that the glow from his face kind of pop out some. So I think I might add a little dark head. Let's see. Why? I don't know. We'll see if this works. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It kind of helps that blue pop a little bit.
Nice, man.
What's cool is I can get rid of that here and there if I want. So bring in some of that warm again.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Sweet.
Love those shapes.
All right. That I like more dramatic, I think.
Yeah, I like it.
Man. All right. All right, one more thing. And then we're done. All right, one more thing. I'm gonna flatten this. Flatten. Okay, yeah. Now I'm gonna copy it. Go back. I'm gonna paste it. And then I might just do a very subtle. Too much.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
And then same down here a tiny bit. Okay, and then I was gonna, and then maybe the other thing I could do is blur it a little too. And that's kind of a fun thing to do when you do a Gaussian blur on this stuff a little bit. And then what I'll do is get rid of that on most of this.
Mm.
Okay. But then back in here, this is the part that's blurred.
Right.
And get rid of some of that.
The hard edge.
Yeah. And I think it'd be kind of cool if like some of the stuff down below and the wings a bit might have some blur.
Yeah, totally.
Tommy, you just need to host your own YouTube show, dude. Like, fuck.
Get rid of some of that.
School's in session.
How's
Yeah.
that? A little bit of blur on the wings back there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then at the end, what I like to do is I'm gonna crop this sucker. Bring the file size down a little. Is flatten it again. Layer. Whoop. Let's. Sorry, guys. Oh, Bob Keane is calling me. calling back.
Mike Mignola's calling you right now. He's like, that looks good.
Bob Keane is a really cool guy. He did all the effects for me on Vandroid, that short 80s kind of movie I made.
Yes.
Did he?
And he did all the makeup effects and stuff for the Hellraiser movie.
Oh, I love those movies.
Yeah.
God damn.
I just had a quick idea here. I'm almost done. I decided that I'm gonna maybe do one more little bit of glow on here.
Okay.
No, I don't like it. All right, so we're gonna go with. I'm just gonna add some grain.
Okay.
So lots of times I like to add. Oh shit. I like to add. Oh shit. Okay. All right. So on all of my stuff, usually I like adding grain because it's kind of a cool way to kind of tie everything in together. So you can make it really intense, obviously, but
Oh, cool.
a lot of times I just add a little bit, and it kind of gives it like a cool vibe.
Nice.
So yeah, I think this is done.
Awesome.
Dude, that's gorgeous. You win the prize
Yeah,
today. But Tommy, I got to tell you though, man, it might not be as good as this drawing of Robin.
That's the best drawing of Robin ever.
that is cool. I like that.
And Ambush Bug is in here.
You know what else is
Oh.
a fun thing is like sometimes like I find that like this I'm a little more confident than I was when we were inking the stuff, and partly maybe because I felt more like I could do Command Z,
Yeah.
you know. So there's something about looking at somebody else's drawing because I feel like this looks like what I would do, especially in animation stuff. But I think it still looks like Mike's drawing.
Yeah, I do. I see.
Oh yeah, man. It's Mignola, but just fully sculpted and painted in just gorgeous tones and effects. It's fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have to do this with like each other's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll set that up. I'll
Yeah.
set that up for sure.
I'll ink any of your guys' stuff, but Tommy, I would love to see you rock that on top of one of my weird.
Yeah, I want to see that too. So I think Tommy can get a Mahfood drawing and paint it. That'd be awesome.
So we've been doing it for about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So yeah, I think
Perfect.
that's a good amount of time to do something.
Yeah, totally. All right, cool. All right, well, let me close it up here, and then we can all say our personal goodbyes. But thank you guys for doing this. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like and comment. That would help a lot on the YouTube. That's it. Anything you guys want to say before I close it out?
Thanks, you guys. Be safe.
Yeah, I think this is just fun because even though we're all isolated in our own spaces, we do get to go to these conventions, visit each other and stuff, and I know we're all kind of missing that. So this is a good way for us to share.
I
Definitely.
totally agree. All right, you guys stay where you are. All you listeners, goodbye.